This is Parashat Acharei and Kedoshim. This is a shiur on Parashat Acharei and Kedoshim. Now it's very interesting. If you notice, you find in Parashat Acharei at the end of the Parashat Acharei is talking about adultery and the relatives that's asur, and at the end of the Kedoshim also talking about adultery and the ladies that are asur. And the reason that's asur is the machlokes of Rambam and Ramban. Rambam says because they are available to each other and Hashem wants moderation. Hashem doesn't want that people to indulge themselves too much. That's the reason of Rambam. Rambam says what they're talking about. Torah didn't make us to marry more than one wife. Of course, talking about Torah, nowadays, a person would not be allowed to marry more than one wife. Torah didn't make it also. They were to a point of indulgement. Torah should have made us many wives. Therefore, Ramban says no, it's not Kabbalah. No, the chibur of them, the connection of the families are not good. It's not good for the children. It's not good for neshama. Damages neshama. That's why it's not good. So interesting. Ramban says 1,000 years ago from Torah, and now medicine discovers that physically and mentally it's not good. Close people to get married. Now, what's Pshat in Rambam? Why Rambam says it's because there is available, they are close relative. Ramban is right. If it's availability, more than one wife should be asur. Pshat in Rambam is saying that availability makes it. In arayot, in adultery, what is available makes it. When I came here to Los Angeles, we had to talk to somebody to talk him out of marrying a girl, Goyish girl. Now I was expecting that he's marrying the most beautiful girl, pretty girl, if he's going for a girl, Goyish girl. But I saw it's very ugly, nothing. The point is not the pretty. The point is availability. Once somebody is available, that connection comes about. Availability makes it. Therefore, that is point in Rambam. Rambam is saying that when a person wants to go and get married, it takes enormous kochot. Marrying a lady is not so easy. Therefore, if really needs it, in the Torah would have said this as mutu. But relatives is available. There's no obstacle. And in the wrong time, the person would get involved and would indulge himself. That's why the Torah said this. Now, it's very interesting. Why do we need two parashut for adultery? Now, if you notice, in Parashat Acharei, the first parasha, Torah says, don't do. Torah says, don't marry this. Don't uncover the naked of that. This one. And in the parasha of Kedoshim, next parasha, Torah says the punishment for it. Now, what's the point? Why do we need to be said don't do and punishment? Because we have a rule in Torah, and onshin erankel masirin. We don't punish somebody unless we make sure to tell him that's the wrong thing to do. First, Torah has to tell us that's the wrong, don't do, then Torah says punishment. That's the system in Torah Kula. And by the way, that teaches us a very important lesson in Chinuch. We are not allowed to punish our children. We're not allowed to punish anybody unless we gave a direct message that thing is asur. If a child didn't hear, if he weren't clear in your message, and he didn't know that this is not permitted, he didn't have permission to do that, and you punish him, it's an avra, it's wrong thing to do. HaKadosh Baruch Hu first makes sure that people understand this asur. And onshin reken masirin, we don't rely on it. Clear message. The HaKadosh Baruch Hu first clear message, first don't do, then give the punishment. Now the crucial question is, if you look at the Torah, usually, most of the time, they say not to do, and the punishments next to each other. Because Torah says don't do, then there's a punishment. And here we have don't do in Parashat Acharei, and then we have all of the Parashat of Kedoshim to you. Torah says you should be kadosh, and all of the rules of being kadosh. Torah says when you bring a sevach, you be careful how to bring the sevach. Torah says be careful, don't steal, don't deny, don't swear sheker, don't take their wages, don't curse, don't do wrong things, don't do gossip, don't hate your brother, don't revenge, don't grudge. And then Torah says all of the dinim of being kadosh. Finally, Torah says the punishment. Now, why? Why should Torah interrupt between saying not to do with the Parashat of Kedoshim to you, be kadosh, be sanctified, and then the punishment? Why should that be in between? That boggles the mind of the Mefarshim. Now, they bring out very important yesod in life and in arayot, adultery. In other words, what's the purpose of punishment? A lot of people think that the purpose of punishment is, he did something wrong, he should get it. Torah is teaching us no. The purpose of punishment is not that he did something wrong, he has to get it. Or you outrage your anger over the child, or you empty out yourself, or you feel good about it. Chas v'shalom. This is wrong. This is asur to be done. Punishment in Torah is prevention. We create such a punishment to be preventing people from doing wrong things. That's why the Gemara says, if a Beit Din kills 2 people in 70 years, this is called the Beit Din of murderers. They are murderers to kill 2 people in 70 years. Why is it murderers? Torah says, Torah itself says that you have to kill somebody when he did something wrong. If Torah says somebody did something wrong, you have to kill him. Why do we call murderers? Why is murderers? They are not. No, Torah is teaching us the punishment is not to be given. The punishment is there to create education for the children not to do it. If a child comes to the father and says, Father, give me a slap, I want to do this that you told me not to do, you should know you failed in chinuch and education. The punishment is not to be given, the punishment is the prevention. Now Torah says, don't do arayot. Now, Torah wants to announce the punishment to be a way to prevent you from the Avera. Torah says, let's see, arayot is different. If I tell you you're going to be punished, this punishment by itself doesn't hold you back, doesn't stop you. No, what stops you? How should you get away from adultery? How should you get away from that dirt? Torah says, Kedoshim to you. Staying clean in arayot is building up your personality. Be kadosh. Understand your dignity. To respect your mother. Be fearful from your parents. Keep Shabbat. When you do a zebach, do it properly. When you don't steal, be honest. Give tzedakah, charity. Don't deny. Don't say sheker. Don't lie. Don't swear nirma Hashem sheker. Don't take the wages of the person that worked for you. Paying properly. Don't curse deaf. Don't do wrong things. Don't gossip. Don't hate your brother in your heart. Don't take revenge. Don't grudge. And keep all of this thing that I'm telling you. Dignify yourself. How do you prevent arayot? When you give dignity to yourself. Yes. When you keep the derech eretz, when you deal with other people, when you give charity, when you make a nice personality out of yourself, you don't feel empty. You feel content. You feel good. Then you appreciate the punishment and you don't do it. But if you don't build up dignity for yourself, you feel empty. You feel nothing. You feel nobody. Then it pulls a person in adultery and this type of things. Torah is teaching us the best way to go about arayot, not to do it. Build up your dignity. You are empty. Your emptiness takes you there. That is because you are decayed. You are not doing something good, something real that you should feel good about it. If life is just a matter of gathering money and prestige and kavod and taiva, therefore a person is empty. The emptiness pulls over the person. Torah says, Kedoshim tiyuki kadoshani. In other words, Kedoshim tiyuki kadoshani. I remember when we are in the yeshiva, you have to find a roommate. What type of roommate you find? Roommate that works with you. You want to go to sleep 10 o'clock, you find a roommate that goes to sleep 10 o'clock. You can't have a roommate that wants to sleep up till 12:30, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, parties in his room. You can't. You want to be roommate with HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Ki Kadosh Ani Kedoshim Tehu. This is essential. Torah Kol Gufei Torah Teluim Bo, Rashi says. All of the essential skeleton of Torah depends on this, because you have to have dignity, because HaKadosh Baruch Hu has dignity. Hashem said, wow, all of this animalistic thing. You want to be roommate with HaKadosh Baruch Hu, you have to be Kadosh, Kedoshim to Kadosh Ani is very important. Otherwise, we cannot be roommate. We might keep all of the Hilchot, all of the Torah. But if you fail in Kedusha, we cannot be roommate with HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Kadosh Ani, I'm Kadosh. I'm dignified. Therefore, the point is to stop one himself, has to make it, a person has to dignify himself. Once a person dignifies himself and has the sense of dignity, then he could stop that all. But somebody who faces, especially nowadays, coronavirus, that's at home, they don't have a good job, children are home, they're full of tension and pressure, and that all is fertile to lead the person to corruption. You have to become above that. You have to create happiness and joy at home. You have to prepare ourselves in a better mood to create things to bring dimension of happiness and joy. You are dignified, you are avodim of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, with Torah, mitzvot, with connection to the Kedusha. That's why the Parashat of Kedoshim is in between, because the purpose of the punishment is not just to be given. Therefore, adultery, a person wants to work on adultery, the best way to work on it is best way to work on it is that he should dignify himself. Kedoshim Tehu, that's a way to stop the adultery.